So we're here again with the Jakob Palmtag electric clock, and today, first of all, this is dried, and we've got a few little hairlines in there, but it's pretty solid. And if this is the back, and maybe I'll give it another coat of paint one day, but at the moment I think we should be good to start reassembling it. Got the tape over there. I've actually used some of that epoxy to glue the glass back together. I know it's a bit strange, but if I can't get a replacement like for good money, then this is what I'm going to be using, because now it's glued together and it's pretty strong actually. There's no lip, and I've also slightly bent down the tip of the hand very, very slightly. Goes on a bit of an angle, and all the hands do that now, so they don't scrape against the glass anymore. So we shouldn't have any problems with that, only cosmetic problems. And in the background there you see we've got a clock, an electric clock. It's a Metamec, which is going to be my sort of time checking one. I did have a Westclox up there, but that's in a cupboard right now. I like to change things around. And this one's got a light on top, which is pretty nice. So there we go. I know that shade looks a bit weird, it was in the bathroom. But anyway. There we go, tripod. I've also filed these holes a little bit because the records weren't exactly lined up. So I've had to file them out a little bit just to make sure they're aligned. But now they're ready to go. I've also paired up these nuts and bolts because they're all different to each other. Each nut has a bolt that fits, and it took a long time to actually get them into the right thing. So now it will be nice and quick. Also, I probably will use this card as the picture. Here we go. It's by Jane Winton, and if Jane Winton's watching this and she doesn't want me to use this art in the clock, then please let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much for the art. It's a nice card. So, the first thing we need to do, I think, is lay our card and face onto this. So where's the face? There it is. So I'm thinking, probably take the front of this. Wait a minute. The reason I'm using a card and not actually printing my own image up is because, first of all, the paper that I print on will be very thin and it won't really look as good because it will probably be a bit ripply with the glue or something. And secondly, the quality of this printing is going to be much, much better than anything I can print myself. And this is probably the most appropriate picture I have that will work in this, that isn't like a nice print that I don't want to cut up. And I think it looks quite nice. It's a pleasant scene, two people with a basket of flowers and some hills. So yeah, why not? So we got the face on top. So I'll just put this in a good position. I think that the middle of the clock should be somewhere about there. So if we have the tops of their heads inside the middle, but not so far down that you can see the top border, but not so far up that their hair is touching, something like that, that'll be good. So what I'm just going to do is I'll get a bit of this cloth tape. Never used this stuff before. Looks like you need to cut it with scissors. And I'll just secure the card to the back. If I zoom out or something. Yeah. So is that lined up? I think that's about right. So that's one. Yeah. Yeah, that looks pretty nice. Okay. It's a pleasant clock. And probably not as twee as the old picture. There we go. Put a bit more on, just for a bit of extra security. It's good tape, this. Okay, like that. And then we've decided a position for it. We can make the hole in the middle, etc. Now, is this the... that's the middle, isn't it? That's about right. Okay, so I need to put a bit of tape on this. I'm not going to glue it now. I just thought I'm not going to glue the face down to the paper, because it might, I don't know, it will probably just get all over the card. Plus, once it's done, it's done. Whereas with bits of tape, we should be slightly more safe. So hopefully if it's this far on the edge, it won't show up. Just having to keep an eye on this, see if it's actually... yeah, that's lined up okay. And one more on the top. I think the person before me used tape to hold the face on as well. Okay. Crow outside. So now, I think we should make the holes. So there's going to be one in the middle, like that. No turning back now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just get my hole in larger. Couldn't find it, so I got a screwdriver instead. And hopefully this won't get cover up the faces too much. But I think we should be okay. Let's use a round file to poke the holes in. That's better. Make the hole slightly bigger. Okay. And finally, what better to make the holes with than the bolts that will go in the holes themselves. So we'll just get them. Yeah, we're going to have a bit of ear coverage. This is a nice thick one. So I think the rounded ones went at the top and the hexagon ones went at the bottom. Oh, that's not bad, is it? It's barely covering. think I got lucky with that. I need to dust this off to stop getting bits of shellac all over it. Alright, this should be enough. And finally for the hole in the middle, let's get that back on there. We can use, I don't know, I've got a pen here. And start with that, like that. And then I need a way to trim the bits of card. So I'll just push them through the other side. Okay, and I think we can actually get the movement. And just try it out. Still a bit more trimming needed. Oh, I've also bashed out the dent in the back of the case, by the way. I'm sure someone watching this was getting a bit annoyed about that, because I was. Take this out, it's probably easier. Because I don't want to go too far, because then it'll show up in the middle. But I don't want to make it so small that the thread won't be able to go through. Alright, let's try that again. Sort of screw it on a bit. Right. Oops. Ah, good. Yeah, that's going on. Pretty well, actually. I'll just tighten it up with some pliers. Hang on a minute, I'll have to do this off camera. Oh no, it's come off again. There's still a bit of paper there. But thankfully the sort of screw ring has made a bit of an indent where I need to trim up to. Okay, maybe this is the time where it works. Okay, that looks good. I'll try and aim it so the movement actually gets in the right way up. Maybe it's worth actually removing this, I don't know, at least making it a bit less rimmy. Yeah, I think this clock's probably thicker than what the original movement was in, because the thread's not that long. But if I do it so the wire's at the bottom, that makes most sense, I think. That's pretty secure, pretty good. That's actually pretty much the way it was, like that. Okay, let's try and tighten it up a bit more. There's probably a special tool they use in the factory to tighten this up, but I don't have that. Ooh. I'm trying my best not to get the pliers touching the card in any way. Okay, I think that's probably enough. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. So now for the hands. We're getting this done quite quickly, I think. So, this is quite nice. It's quite a pleasant looking clock. We got the hour hand. This doesn't scrape at all, that's good. We've got minute hand, which is not aligned, hang on. Because it's got a non-circular thing. Let's get the knob. Right, so realign the hour hand like that. And then there's a little nut. Okay, on the second hand, screws on like this. Oops, not like that. Right, the second hand screws on like this, and now it's stiff. Ooh, it's not even on; it's moving by itself. Pretty spooky. Well, it shows there's good lubrication in the motor. So I'm just going to plug it in and just unplug that lamp for now. I'll plug it in and see if the hands clash in any way. The starting thing seems to be jammed on something. Must be when I was moving it around earlier. So let's just investigate. Unless me knocking the dent out of the case made a difference. Ah, it was sort of jammed over the edge where it should be, so it should be on this side of the nut. I'll just bend it down a bit just to make sure that doesn't happen again. There we go, that's how it should do it. Yeah, probably me taking it off and putting it on again a few times. I must have mislodged something. Now I know there were two little metal brackets or something there, but I'm not going to bother with those because I don't think they're very important personally. because they just have no substance to them that could possibly help in the clock in any way. So let's just see if the hands clash with each other. Nope, good. Now see if it runs. Let's hope it does. Yeah, there we go. It's a good sign. Let's just get it 360 degrees of hand. Right, you didn't need to see that. So now let's try it with the glass on. See, it's pretty solid. Yeah. It adds character. So this is where it chipped last time. Unless I got it upside down, but either way. And if this makes it past the crack, then we should be good to go. I haven't cleaned the glass yet either. Yay, that's good. So, just unplug it. And I will sort the glass out, and I'll be back. Well, that's the best I can get it. The resin has had some impact on it, but oh well. I mean, the only thing I'm going to hold this together with is tape, so it shouldn't be as hard as last time where it was painted as well. I'll probably do painting in the far future, but at the moment I just want to get this into one piece. And yeah, so now to put the legs on the back. I nearly forgot about that. I was about to put the tape on the glass, but no, don't do that yet. So yeah. Where is it? Oh, there it is. There's a hammer on it. Hang on. The noise. Right. Wouldn't believe it, but there was a magnet for some reason on top of the thing. And there was a hammer on top of that, and for some reason it just made a massive noise. But here we have the base. I need to move the camera back. This tripod. Right. So let's get it on. And I shouldn't have put the hands on yet, really. I'll just take them off. I know it works now. But I think the hands should go on after the stand, because the nuts that go on the front are going to be in the way. That's a thought. What if the things on the front clash with the hour hand? Then we will bend the hour hand, of course. Hopefully they don't. So I'm just going to put... I don't know. I'll think of a way to do this. Alright, so I'll get something down there so it doesn't ruin stuff. And I'll put this on, because the glass will sit in the bottom there. Like that, when it sort of stretches over. It's a bit springy, this. Let me move the camera up. I know it didn't really work out last time. But for this instance, it's probably quite useful. Ooh, this tripod, for God's sake. Right. Will this work? Oh, we got a new bit of illumination going on. Thanks, clock. Where's that thing? Okay. So I'm just going to put the bottom screws through, because they're the easiest ones to put on. And then once those ones are on, the top ones will be easier. You know what, but this camera has a habit of making this stuff dark when it's not. You can see with the clock it's... we can't see it now. But the Metamec, it's only 12 25 to 11. That took awkwardly long time. It's only 25 to 11. But for some reason, the camera decides it should be dark. No logic. Okay. Tighten up a little bit. I'll do a bit tighter in a bit. Right. How does this look? Not bad. Dust on it. So now the front. This is going to be quite difficult because it's sort of as it goes around the curve. So this is not helping. As it goes around the curve, I'll move the camera again. Because that angle's not good. Right. As it goes around the curve, the thread's a bit distorted. So it's quite difficult to get it in the right place. I think we're doing it. Just see. Maybe I've chosen the wrong bolt. Try it in the other hole. These were all different slightly. Oh no, this one fits better. Don't ask me why. Although I remember it was quite stiff to take off when I was disassembling this thing. Let's actually focus on what's happening right now. What's the buzz? Tell me what's happening. Right. Okay, I'll get the thing on. Then we can tighten it up with tools. Super careful not to damage the picture, because if I do, it's back to square A. Alright, now let's try the difficult one. Hang on a minute, I'll be back when I get this in, because no one wants to see someone struggling with the screw. So, after a lot of toil, I managed to get this in, and it was a real pain because I had to file like a brand new thread in it or something, because there were two different threads going on there, and it just didn't like it. But now, hopefully, it won't scrape. Let's just find that out. See if it scrapes on any of the nuts. Okay, that one's clear. That was the biggest worry. This one's clear. Oops. This one's clear. And this one too. Great, that's good. So, I think we can get the glass on now. And then this clock will be finished. And the glass is going to be the hardest part, because getting that tape around will be difficult. So which will be the top of them? I think this should be the top and this should be the bottom. Right. Okay. The glass is not going to fit as it used to. So either I reshape these things at the bottom, which I'm probably more likely to do, or I do something else. I'm just going to reshape the things at the bottom. So that's one. It's difficult when you're right-handed. Okay, have to do this off camera, I'm afraid. Okay, so will the glass fit now? Yep. Alright, so that's the clock pretty much finished. Now for the hard part of getting the tape on. So I'm just going to start by taping it down in a couple of... Oh, forgot the second sound. Hang on a minute. I knew I'd forget something along the line and I'm not going to let it happen.